Hi, good evening, guys. I'm not sure whether I have it at 6 o'clock, but anyway, we can just hang around a little bit and let other people join. Maybe just ask you, is there anything? I know it's been a rough 2 weeks for you. Well, for me, it's been rough because I haven't had access to you guys on ARC, and that's very, very strange. Um, and I understand that it could cause a little bit of anxiety from your side, but hopefully everything's up and running now. And yeah, this evening is a little bit more logistical than it should have been because of the late start for us. So I'm not sure whether you need to ask any questions or let me go through the process, and then because I normally start off the sessions with, is there a problem? Do you have a problem? Is there anything I can try and assist with? Just understand one thing, that lecturers are not authorized to move dates, formative submission dates, like your assignments. I have no power or authority whatsoever, because we had one young lady that was getting married or did get married this last weekend and asked me, well, yeah, don't know when, but she wanted me if I could move her assignment date. I have no. I start dates we can still negotiate, but up until a point. But the formative submission, the assignments 1 and 2, I have no authority over there. Okay. All right. If there's no issues on your side, it's not a large group, and I assume, I'm not sure whether people are struggling to get in, but there's only about 11 or 12 students. So I would have thought maybe you would have had about 6 or 7 students. Okay, there's another one. Okay. Okay. Not sure why. Okay, so you guys that are temporary, you've got a little exclamation mark next to you. I'm not quite sure. Okay, let me just go back there. Okay. So if there's no issues, Shannon, you joined us a little bit, not late, but you joined us after the others. Do you have any issues? You don't have to reply. I'll take your silence as a no. If you do, you'll obviously raise it with me. Okay. If you don't want to put your mic on, you're welcome to type something in the chat box and I'll try and respond there. Okay, when I'm sharing my screen, it's a little bit difficult to see the chat room. So if I'm busy on sharing my screen, then please hold your questions until I've gone through an item. Okay. All right. The second item on our business is the ARC logistics. Okay. ARC is where you will find everything and anything that really matters to this module or to all your modules, to your qualification. And if you're going on to study BCom later, it's the nucleus of your studies. This is our platform, our online platform, which we use, especially in the distance space. Okay. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay. I'm going to go into ARC. All right. I just want to go back. Okay, so when you log on, this will be your view. It'll have your module name up the top there, 5121. They don't put W in these, but please remember, and sometimes it's cost the student an assignment submission because they've submitted the wrong assignment. Okay. There must always be a W next to anything that you download or work from on ARC or from the student portal must always have a W next to it, please. Okay, and silly mistakes like that can cost you, as I said, a whole submission or even marks thereof. Okay, so that will be, you click on module information. Alrighty, and then you'll come into this particular tab. Okay, now you'll see all the items that I've created. I've put a plus sign next to them. So when you're looking, what has Gary uploaded? What is he doing? That's the pluses are everything that I have uploaded. And you must just look a bit further down as well, because sometimes ARC doesn't quite, what's the name it? What's the word? Put them in orders under the module information. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through what's on there at the moment. Okay. In no particular order, because then they are in no particular order. And this formation is, or this format is basically what we've been told to do as lecturers. So you probably find that your other lecturers also have that. Okay. And then I'll get to each point as we go along, like the ICE tasks. I will explain ICE tasks and etc. etc. Okay. So there, the first one is your timetable and your pairs. And if you click on those, your pairs is your program assessment schedule, and your timetable, obviously you have it, and you know that you have classes on with me every second Monday at 6 o'clock in the evening. Okay, your pairs is your formative and your submission dates that will be, excuse me just a minute. Shut up, no. Okay. Oh, sorry, I have a dog that tends to, when I am online, tends to get a bit out of hand. Okay, so if I take you to the pairs, let's click on there. I'm not sure whether it does show you, but you'll see there, and here's where I have to emphasize. I have, as I said, I've uploaded that. The big thing is that if you'll see version, you must always make sure you've got the latest version. Okay. And then you'll see it's got all your modules, but it also has BMAD5121w. Okay, this is distance, so make sure you've got the right one. This doesn't say W because it says distance, so make sure you've got the right one. Okay, if it says contact there, oops, that's the wrong one. All right, so there's your module for this particular. There's your module information. Okay, and guys, it does change. I can tell you now. I think we end up usually on version 5 or something like that, and it's not my responsibility to make sure that you've got the latest version. It's your own responsibility. I just do it as out of politeness. I upload it. I do check, and most of the time, 99.9%, I've got the latest version I've uploaded. But something could happen, and I maybe miss it. Then I'm not allowed to do that. Okay. So there you can see BMAD5121. Okay. You'll see, and I just need to move this over the way. You'll first assignment is due on the 4th of September. Okay. Then we submit it on ARC and you must do a Turnitin. Okay. Then the 5th of October would be assignment 2, and they still have to confirm your written unseen. And I'll get to the ISTAS just now, but the first ISTAS we called DUGA, D-U-G-G-A, okay? And that's the online assessment platform that we use for students to write exams. It's optional, it's not compulsory, because not all students would qualify with their resources and facilities to sit that exam at home. Okay, you'll get a lot of information on it, and I think the stuff that I uploaded is pretty explanatory as well. Okay. Let me just go back. Let me see here. All right, so that's PAS and your timetable. Okay, I will, as I said, try and update it as if possible. Okay, then not in sequence at all, you've got your ICE tasks. All right. Then ICE task 1, and this is the one that you've got to hand in next week. That's the DUGA ICE task. And it's a very simple explanation of what it is, and it gives you a little exercise which will be marked. And then you'll get sent information, okay, or the result. Would there be any questions on this particular thing? ICE task? I haven't had any mails, emails, asking me anything. The only one I had was from the lady that got married or was getting married and wanted to know something about it. Okay. Okay, then we've got ICE task 2 and 3. Now, we were told that we should only do 2 ICE tasks with you and then count it for 4. But the problem is that ICE task 1 and 4 would be DUGA, the online assessment platform. So you wouldn't be doing any content for me to be able to evaluate. Okay. So what I've done is I've combined ICE task 2 and 3, it's quite a big ICE task in the sense of reading it and getting information, but the activities are very simple and concise. Okay. So that is only due on the 25th of September. All right. Normally your ICE task 2 would be around about sort of end of August, and then the third one would be sort of middle September, and then, the fourth one would be towards the end. So your fourth ICE task is going to be the online platform again, online assessment platform, and it's obviously going to be, hopefully they said it's going to be done on DUGA. Okay, but obviously there's a guy called Lucas Mahali who runs the online assessment platform, and he will be in touch with you to be able to get these things. All right. Let me go through now. Just let me go out of here. Stop sharing. Okay, where are you now? I'll come back to that now. Okay. The ICE tasks are marked. The second and third one will be evaluated. It won't be marked. The first and fourth one will be a simple little marking. But whether or not you get 10% or 100% for whatever ICE task, you get your full marks for submitting. Okay, that's the joy of an ICE task. If you submit all 4 ICE tasks, you get your 10 out of 10 for your, let's call it your bonus ICE task. Okay, so even if I mark something and you get 80%, if it's an ICE task, if you submit it and you've done a good attempt, you get 100%. And that doesn't quite make sense, but that's exactly how it's going to be. All right, then I'm going to just take you through the ICE task quickly. Okay, then you can have a look at it. But as I said, it's only the 25th of September. But please don't let it catch you off guard, okay? No. What is happening? Sorry. Just kick me out again. Sorry. I wanted to do share screen. No, it's a Windows. Okay, so you'll see it. Yeah, this is iStask 1 and 2. It is up in your module information. Okay. There's your codes, everything. That's the chapters that it covers. So it's quite a widespread. I know chapters 9 and 10 aren't sort of covered in here, but everything is linked in business management. So yeah, and it's an iStask, so don't stress. You won't get your exams are. Oh, sorry, it's one. I'm thinking of learning units. I get the learning units and the chapters mixed up, which I tell the students not to do. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 are chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let me just check here. Sorry. Okay. So chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4 are learning units 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then chapter 5 is human resource management, which is chapter 9. That's why it says 9 there. And then learning unit 6 is chapter 10, which is marketing management. And then your 7th learning unit is financial management, which is chapter 13. If you look on my slides that are uploaded, you'll see that it's like that. And I'll show you when we do the presentations. Okay. So please read through that. It's case study based, which all your assessments are your assignments and your unwritten unseen exam. Okay. And then you'll see I've got little activities there. This one is a 4IR sustainability, complete the table below. Okay. And then there's another short activity there. Forms of ownership, the advantages and disadvantages. And then a little SWOT exercise. And then match the column, which is something you have to do in your exams and your tests as well. And there's a short activity there for the 4 Ps. Okay. Right. So that's basically. So what I suggest is when you get your time and, when you're sort of through it, when you're going to complete it, please read it and have a look at it, and then we can answer any questions that you have. Okay. Pretty simple. It's not, don't be sort of put off by the amount of work that it appears to be due. All right. Then I want to go back to ARC. Back to ARC. Okay. So the ice task 2 and 3, then the Duga ice task, when it's ready, I will let you know what's happening and how you're going to complete it on the platform and everything. Okay. Okay, then this is just Digger resources. That's just what I've put up there for you to have a look at. Those are audio clips. I'm not sure any of you have listened to it on how Digger works. Okay. Okay, and then something that's new that we haven't done before. Okay. We got the YouTube channels, the recordings. Okay. Now, all you're going to find there is your link to the YouTube channels. I'm not going to repost a million times links and things like that. And guys, if you go onto the YouTube channel and you click on something and it won't open, it says no permission or something, which sometimes it does. Copy and paste the link into your browser. Okay, and it should work. Otherwise, just type, go to YouTube, go to the search, type in BMAD 2026. Okay, and it'll take you straight to there. Okay, just normal searches if your link doesn't want to take you in. Okay, so that's your if I click on there, hopefully you can see it. And you'll notice I upload 5112s as well. Okay. One day when it opens. I have been having troubles with our internet. Oh gosh, why is it on there now? Sorry, it's gone onto my dongle, which is my LTE. That's why it's taking so long to upload. Okay, there you'll see there's BMAD5112 and there's 5121. Okay. And let's just have a look. What's interesting is that 5121. Okay, there's a lot of people that would listen to that. Okay, how to manage your time. But there's more students should be listening to the recording. Okay, that's what the YouTube channel looks like. And you'll notice that BMAD 5121 will be this little colored thing there, and then 5112 will be a sort of darker one. Okay, so there's no confusion in what you're going to do. All right. Where are we now? Okay, that's your YouTube channel. And then I've uploaded a semester study planner. I've got to update it again with the new iStask stuff in. What I normally do is it's based on your timetable, on PAS, your iStask submissions, and what else? Something else. Basically those three. Then what it tells you, each week I send you out, I cut and paste from that schedule and I send you an announcement, as well as you'll notice I send an email and I post an announcement, just so that I know that you've got it. Okay. So there's your study planner. It's not compulsory. You can adapt it and amend it as you feel like, but you need to have a plan. You need to manage your time, because it's the only time students fail this particular module is because they wake up 2 minutes before or 2 days before they must hand in an assignment, and they think it's like school, like they can do it there. But these assignments and take-home assessments are designed so that you have to work from a reasonable time out to be able to get good marks. Okay. So that's your study planner. Then your learning units. There's your learning units. And this is what I was telling you. Okay, BMAD 5121. Chapter, where are we now? Chapter 9, Learning Unit 5. It hasn't put it in order. Chapter 1 is Learning Unit 1. Chapter 2 is Learning Unit 2. Chapter 3 is Learning Unit 3. 4 is Learning Unit 4. Chapter 10 is Learning Unit 6. And Chapter 13 is Learning Unit 7. Okay. Now, these are my slide lecturers' presentations. Okay. These are what I created. You're welcome to use anytime, but you need to obviously, and I'm going to get to the referencing part as well. Okay, so there's your iStask semester 2 study plan recordings. I'm looking for there. Okay, live sessions. I'll post our links to our session, like this one tonight. It was posted up. So I send it to the email. It's on the announcement that you can get it off your calendar, and you're going to get it via, you can get it via this tab over here. Okay, so there's no excuse that students say, oh, well, I couldn't get in, or I didn't have the link, or something like that. Okay, it's a bit of an overkill, but yeah. That's better than nothing, because it is one of the big excuses why students say they don't attend is, I can't get in and things like that. Okay. Then the last one, if I can find it, with looking for. Yes, it's hidden away somewhere. Here we go. Yo, my eyesight is bad. Okay, I'm going to come back to, when I chunk this particular video, I'm going to come back to this one. Okay. All right, let me stop sharing. Okay, and I'm just going to switch this off quickly. All right, then I'm going to ask you any questions.